Yeah, Monday. What's up, everybody? Monday morning. Welcome to today's edition of our morning market commentary. I'm your host, Chuck Fulkerson. Everybody had a phenomenal weekend. Got to spend some time with some family. I know I did. I was actually in beautiful Pittsburgh, PA, with some family last week, and so we get to spend some time together. But now we are back in the saddle, ready to rock, ready to roll. So let's get going with our normal setup, which is where we're taking a look at our four major markets, identifying from an educator's perspective both breakouts and reversal setups. If you're new to the channel, click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. If you've been a regular viewer, hit that thumbs up button. It means a lot. Go ahead, do it. It takes just a second, and thank you for that. Okay, let's get started with the big picture. So starting first with the big picture, we're looking at the S&P. Now, the S&P is down 7. When we looked at our live trade room last night, we were looking at a potential breakout above this area in here, with two little areas down below, these 15-minute level, as well as this 1 hour level. Now, the 15-minute level gave us an entry, but just didn't really go anywhere within its 6 candles. So this is really where it's difficult to set and forget in an overnight trade. Because in reality, we were basing in front of the level, which makes the level really, not as strong of a level. The KOD, if you will. But if you had to set it and forget it, you don't get to see any of the basing before the level, which is why we don't really do set it and forget it trades overnight. Matter of fact, if I'm not into the trade before I go to bed, I typically don't even enter the position. And that's really where we saw this up and down noise right here. And so now I think your best level is this reversal area down here, but a breakout above the all-time high, which was where we opened last night. The NASDAQ, we looked at a potential on a gap and go, but much like I wasn't awake when we poked above, but we literally poked above, poked right below, within 2 candlesticks, and now it's just kind of hovering, right? It's just kind of chopping sideways at the moment. Not a whole lot of movement in there worth talking about. Now, I will tell you, I'm a little bit disconcerted with all of these upper wicks being at the same exact level. And all those upper wicks being at the same exact level tells me that there's a big amount of sellers right there, right? If I look at these highs on these candlesticks, they're all 1482, 14852, and so that being there makes me just a little bit cautious about prices being able to pop back through there. So keep an eye on that. See if we can pop through there. You've got a little bit of resistance over there at the 14,883. But all in all, there's nothing to say that we would look for a short even a little bit. We should continue to pop up from these all-time highs, as their momentum is still going up. I mean, I'm not gonna pull on Superman's cape. I'm not gonna spit into the wind, and I'm not gonna short the all-time high. All right, crude oil. Now, crude oil, interestingly enough, came down hard last night. Was actually pretty surprised to see that. I felt like we may get a decent reversal at this little 15-minute area that we had here. And we came, but notice, what do? We based in front of the level. And basing in front of the level is an example of kiss of death. And so this kiss of death is where we based in front of the zone. We dropped into it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles later. It did give you a chance to get out at break even before then falling down even lower. Now, I've been on record as saying that my bigger belief is that from a macro perspective, that crude oil will be able to trade a bit higher throughout the rest of the summer. And I think that makes a whole lot of sense. However, we did see a pretty decent price shock pullback here. So now I think if you're looking at your next best entry, in my mind, it's this breakout of a 74.89. Now, these two supply levels here are really good supply levels above there. We also set a pretty good one in last night with this sideways pattern in through here. Now, I don't love it as much because it's Globex, but it did set up for a little bit of a sideways pattern. Let's look at that on a 15-minute. Let's see if there's something there on a 15-minute. It's cleaner. If you wanted to give this a shot, you got a little level right there on the 15-minute level trade. And then in gold, there's really just not a whole lot in gold. as we are very much just continuing this sideways price action. We had a little bit of a potential reversal level here as a confirmation long. We had it set up as a limit and just missed entry. So at this point, I'm going to remove it because it looks like we're basing in front of the level. And so your next area would be this area down here at 1786. All in all, I think that our equities markets, there's no reason to change our overall bullish bias on our equities markets. I will say that last night the Russell came down much more than anticipated, as the Russell came down below the hourly area of demand, which seemed to be a pretty clean little level, this little wick over wick area here. But that one, once again, cut right through it, basing in front of the level. Basing before the level, and when I was looking at it last night, I was looking at it as the market was heading down. Unfortunately, that bit of basing there made that level essentially null and void. Once again, this is why we don't do set it and forget it in the overnights. A lot of people talk about, oh, just set the trades up and go to bed. I will say that when you do that, you miss the ability to see basing before the level, which is what we consider that kiss of death. So, all right, so let's take a look. It's a Monday morning. We're just getting our day started. Makes me think of, what do I need to start my day? Coffee. Stock of the day. So the stock of the day today is Starbucks. Let's take a look at Starbucks on a daily chart. And I think when you look at Starbucks on a daily chart, you should be able to see what I'm finding. So we see this 118 area has been a resistance point in the past, and clearly an all-time high. Little bit of a pullback to this area of demand, and it started to rally up higher. So could we take a breakout? Yeah, there's a breakout potential that's in play. But I really like the pullback into this 112.85 area as a much better opportunity to get long. Now, we've had a couple of days in a row of strong growth, and we have earnings coming up on the 27th. So earnings are in 15 days. But keep an eye out for this 112.85 by 111.45 as a potential pullback reversal area as a chance to get long. If we keep basing here, you certainly could take the breakout above that region. Now, if you really want to be a bit more aggressive on the pullback and don't want to wait for the daily level, there is an hourly level that is much more aggressive that's okay to take a look at as well. So I think Starbucks, especially with earnings coming up, could be a decent little play. You can get a little bit of run out of a trade like this. You know, I look at these setups, and sometimes you see these setups, it breaks, and then you get a really big run out of that zone. So that's all I have for today, everybody. Hope you guys have any questions. As always, send me an email, support@tradersarmy.com. Until Wednesday, I will talk to you soon. See ya.
Hey, thanks for joining us. If you like what we do, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's the only way the computers know that you're actually alive and really care. And go to tradersarmy.com today to learn a bit more. And if you want to see some of our other videos, click here in the box.